Hey, this is Neil from The Exceptional Man. It's interesting times we're living in right now. Today is March 24th. Coronavirus has been a reality for most of us for a few months now. In some parts of the world, a lot longer than others. And it's something that's causing lots of concern, and rightfully so. It's an unprecedented time in our history, but that doesn't mean that we can't get through this and get through it together. So I'm going to give a few tips here as to how I'm dealing with this. Obviously, some of what I'm talking about you might need to adapt given your local situation. I know that there are some places around the world that have total lockdowns. You're not even allowed to go out. I live in southern Sweden where we have no total lockdown, but I have been physical distancing for a while now, working from home for a while, but I've still managed to get out. It's a beautiful, albeit cold, day in late March here. I just got back from a 6.5 kilometer walk. I think it's important for us to get out, get some sun, get some fresh air. So what are you doing to keep up your physical strength, your fitness? Most gyms are probably closed at this point, but it doesn't mean you can't get out in the sunshine. Are your kids home from school? Can you get them out for a short period of time, at least every day with you? Can you do things together as a family or get some time out just on your own? Push-ups, sit-ups, these are all things that we can do at home to at least maintain some level of physical activity that's really important in our day-to-day lives and especially important in times like today. The second thing you can do is, if you're working from home, you still might find that you have some extra time on your hands. What about setting goals? Are we going to be home for 30, 60, 90 days? Who knows? Can you set goals for different time periods? Maybe that morning run that you used to be able to do several kilometers has dropped in half. Can you extend that by a half kilometer each week? And in 90 days, who knows how far you'll be running? It doesn't only have to be physical fitness goals. It could be other goals as well. Of course, there are financial concerns. I actually just found out a couple of weeks ago that I'll be unemployed at the end of March. And when I found out, it sucked and I was scared. But instead of turning into the victim, the next day I looked at my finances, figured out what I needed to do to at least get by, and step by step working on a plan to get myself back in order. There's nothing that you can't fix, although some things, of course, are harder than others. But if you take some steps, if you take a real good look at things, then I think you'll find that setting goals will help you get along your way. So another thing is that there is information out there all over the place about this pandemic, and it's scary. It's that people are dying, and hospitals are being overrun in some parts of the world, and it's not something that that's so pleasing to look at. Now, I'm not saying ignore it. We can't stick our heads in the sand, but staying informed and becoming addicted to the information, I think, are two separate things. There are people who are extremely sensitive to this type of information. I'm one where I like data, I like some information, but then that's it. I choose the sources, I choose the articles that I read, and I find then that it keeps me informed, but I don't get addicted and I don't really get panicked. Try abstaining from TV maybe for a little while and find some sources that you think are interesting to you to keep you informed. Your energy. I'm reading stories, I'm laughing because some of them are funny, some of them aren't so funny, about husbands and wives and children in the same house 24/7, and it's stressful. What type of energy are you bringing to the situation? I'm not saying that it's not stressful for men too. It is. But as men, we can bring an energy of playfulness, of fun to our kids. We can bring a calming energy to the household that can change the dynamic of being in quarantine. Again, I'm not saying it's easy, but it can start with you. I'm talking to you now, so that's kind of where it needs to start. What I've decided to do at home is try to keep things as normal as possible, try to maintain routines. We This last weekend, we went to a restaurant to get takeaway food to not only support some local businesses, but to maintain some kind of semblance of normalcy in our life. What can you do to bring that energy into your home? And then, of course, there's you. There's your mental status. How are you doing? Things are not so easy. They're not so cut and dry when we're not quite sure what the next steps are to take. But a big way to kind of improve your mental energy is focus on the things you can control. Things in Italy right now, I'm choosing just one country, are horrible. The numbers coming out of Italy are really bad. And I feel very bad. I have some friends who are from Italy. And of course, I feel bad for people when they're suffering anywhere in the world. But I can't control that. And worrying over them and getting stressed and getting into a panic over the people in Italy isn't going to help my mental health. It's not going to help me get through this situation any better. And it's certainly not going to help the people who I love and want to connect with and want to give a united front that we're going to get through this. We're going to get through this together. When we get through it on the other side, some of us hopefully will have some lessons, we'll have some goals. Maybe we're running a little bit further. We've learned how to bring some energy. We've learned how to block out some of the sensationalism and some of the negative news stories that are out there to maintain our mental focus and bring an energy home to with us that helps us all get through this in a better way. This is Neil Greenspan, again, from the Exceptional Man Coach, signing off from southern Sweden with a lot of love, brothers. Stay well, be healthy, be smart, and I'll talk to you soon.